So here intense of electric field is given that acts along this direction as shown in the diagram, and the charged particle is kept on z-axis at a distance pi by k, and velocity of the charged particle is along positive z direction. Now, what is the force acts on the charged particle due to electromagnetic wave? They asked. In the electromagnetic wave, as electric field is there and magnetic field is also there, force due to electric field and force due to magnetic field both exist. Therefore, net force acts on the charged particle due to electromagnetic wave is equal to vector sum of the force due to electric field and force due to magnetic field. So therefore, magnetic induction B is equal to B naught cos magnetic induction, maximum magnetic induction B naught into, as it is expressed in terms of cosine function, here also you write it in terms of cosine function only, Kz. Okay, therefore B naught means, what about B naught? C is equal to E naught by B naught, no? Then since C is equal to E naught by B naught, then B naught is equal to, C is equal to E naught by B naught. Then B naught is equal to E naught by C, we can write now, E naught by C into cos Kz plus omega t. E naught means, from this formula, magnitude of this one is, magnitude of this coefficient is E naught. Magnitude of this one means it is equal to 1, because square root of 1 square plus 1 square by root 2, that means 1. So E naught only. That's why the magnitude of magnetic induction, maximum value of magnetic induction is equal to E naught by C only. Now, how we can write in vector form? How we can write in vector form? Okay. So from this formula, here B bar is equal to, therefore what is the direction of B bar? You see, electric field is in this direction, propagation of the wave is in this direction, then definitely you see in the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave is towards negative z axis. Okay, in this direction you keep the thumb, and in the direction of electric field you keep these fingers. Then when you curl these fingers through 90 degree, that is the direction of the magnetic field. That's why definitely magnetic field lies in this direction now. This is the direction of magnetic field, and it is the direction of electric field, and the electromagnetic wave travel along negative z axis. So definitely magnetic induction is perpendicular to this one. So what is the unit vector in this direction? You tell me. X positive, Y negative, no? Here in this plane, here this is in fourth quadrant now. This B bar is in fourth quadrant. So along this fourth quadrant, what is the direction of the magnetic induction? What is the direction of the, what is the unit vector along this B bar direction? B bar and E bar both are perpendicular to each other. That is important. B bar and E bar both are perpendicular to each other. E bar is along this direction. And what is the direction of B bar means? Definitely it is the along the direction along which the vector is perpendicular to this one. What is the unit vector perpendicular to this vector? You tell me. What is the unit vector perpendicular to this vector? We can write. In this direction, A cap is negative and I cap is positive now. A cap is negative and I cap is positive. That's why this direction can be represented as I cap minus J cap. I cap minus J cap by root 2. Can we write like this or not? Tell me. This is a B cap direction. B cap means unit vector along magnetic induction. That is I cap minus J cap by root 2. When you take the dot product between these two, definitely that must be 0. Because the direction of electric field and magnetic field both are perpendicular to each other. That's why if you do the dot product between B bar and E bar, you must get 0. So in this direction, the unit vector along this direction of magnetic field is equal to I cap minus J cap by root 2. Because J cap is here in fourth quadrant. Y coordinate is negative and X coordinate is positive. That's why I cap minus J cap by root 2 we have to write. Okay, therefore, B bar is equal to E naught by C into, what is the unit vector along the direction of B bar? This one. So I cap minus J cap by root 2 into cos Kz plus omega t. Cos Kz plus omega t. Okay, this is the direction of the magnetic induction. Okay, now this is the magnetic induction in vector form. This is equation, here it is say equation 1. This is equation 2. This is equation 3. Now, force F bar is equal to, how we can write? Force F bar is equal to Q into E bar. E bar means this one. E naught into I cap plus J cap by root 2 into cos kz plus omega t. Okay, next plus q into v bar cross v bar. What is v bar? V bar is equal to v naught into some v naught into k cap is given now. V naught into k cap cross v bar means this one. E naught by c into I cap minus j cap by root 2 into cos kz plus omega t. Of course, not all problems are lengthy like this. So most of the problems are easy only. A few problems are different. Lengthy calculation. Okay, now you see q e naught by root 2 I cap plus j cap into cos kz plus omega t. Here, now you tell me, here v naught is constant, e naught by c cos something is constant. You write outside. So plus q v naught e naught by c into cos kz plus omega t. You write outside into k cap cross I cap minus j cap. Here you write root also outside. I cap cross j cap. Okay. So this is equal to force acts on the charged part is equal to q naught by root 2 I cap plus j cap into cos kz plus omega t plus q v naught e naught by c root 2 into cos kz plus omega t. Now you tell me k cap cross I cap. K cap cross I cap means j cap no? Minus k cap cross j cap. Actually j cap cross k cap is called I cap. K cap cross j cap means minus I cap no? K cap cross j cap means minus I cap no? So minus of minus I cap is plus I cap. Plus I cap. Okay, therefore here in these two terms we can take I cap plus j cap common. Therefore f bar is equal to q e naught by root 2 into cos. We can take cos also common. Okay, you take common plus q v naught e naught by c root 2 into cos omega t into cos omega t, sorry, cos omega t plus kz into I cap plus j cap. I cap plus j cap. So here is it correct or not? Okay, therefore from this what is the answer? Parallel to I cap plus j cap by root 2. Here I cap plus j cap. Sorry, here something is given now. You see, at x t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. Then that is equal to pi by k. If you substitute here, what you will get? If you substitute here, this is equal to f bar is equal to, okay, at t is equal to 0, that is equal to pi by k. We have to substitute because they asked at t is equal to 0. And at this point, whenever the charged part is kept, what is the direction of the force they asked? Okay, that implies f bar is equal to, you see here, you take this as constant. You take this as constant capital A into cos omega t. T is 0. That's why 0 plus k into z means pi by k. You have to write into I cap plus j cap. Okay, this is equal to a into cos kk cancel. Cos pi means minus 1. That's why minus a into I cap plus j cap. We can get. That means this is the direction of the force acts on there. Definitely that is opposite to I cap plus j cap, no? Minus of, here we got minus of F bar is equal to minus of I cap plus J cap into A we have. Okay, that means minus of I cap plus J cap means that is opposite to I cap plus J cap only, no? Exactly opposite to I cap plus J cap. That's why F bar acts opposite to this I cap plus J cap by root 2 or anti-parallel to I cap plus J cap by root 2. That's why here answer is anti-parallel to I cap plus J cap by root 2. Therefore, F bar is anti-parallel to I cap plus J cap by root 2. This is the answer. So F bar is equal to F bar, that means force acts on the charged particle due to electromagnetic wave is exactly opposite to the direction of this electric field. That means in this direction it acts opposite to this I cap plus J cap by root 2. That is the direction of the force acts on the charged particle due to magnetic field. Okay, note this one. Next also the same type of problem. All of you see the problem first. Okay, you see problem number 1. In previous page, one more problem is there. In previous page here, this problem is there. Okay, you see. We read the second problem. All of you read the second problem. Okay, have you seen the problem? Now, okay, all of you look at the board now. Now, a plane electromagnetic wave. Second problem in your assignment. A plane electromagnetic wave of frequency 25 gigahertz is propagating in vacuum along the z direction. At a particular point in space and time, the magnetic field is given by magnetic field B bar is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 8 J cap Tesla is given. Corresponding electric field E bar is question mark. E bar they asked. Okay. So magnitude of magnetic conduction is given. And what is the intensity of electric field at that time we have to find? Already we know C is equal to E by B, no? Implies E is equal to B into C, no? Therefore, E is equal to, what is B? Magnitude of B means this one. 5 into 10 power minus 8 into C means 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So these two cancel. So E is equal to 15 Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. The answer is given in vector form. So you see, here it is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Magnetic conduction is along positive z-axis, positive y-axis. So magnetic conduction in this direction. What is the direction of propagation of the wave? Wave travel, here the wave having frequency something, propagating in vacuum along the z direction. That means positive z direction the wave travel. Along this direction, speed of the light is there. Wave travel in this direction. Then what is the direction of intensity of electric field? You see, according to right hand thumb, tell me what is the direction of intensity of electric field now? What is the direction of intensity of electric field? From this, wave travel towards positive z-axis. Magnetic field is along positive y-axis. And what is the direction of the intensity of electric field? From this graph, from this diagram, what is the direction of the intensity of electric field? Along x-axis. Very good. You see, along the direction of propagation of the wave, you keep the thumb. Okay. Next, first you keep here direction of propagation of the wave is always along E bar cross B bar. No. So first E bar. Suppose if E bar is in this direction, when you curl the fingers towards B bar, then thumb outwards. That means along positive axis. That is only the answer. No. That's why definitely electric field is along this direction, along x-axis. Therefore, E bar is equal to, already we got the intensity of electric field magnitude is 50 at the instant whenever magnetic connection is this one. That's why 15 into, as it lies along positive x-axis, we are write I cap, Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. So this is the intensity of electric field. Except one or two problems, almost all every problem is easy only. Okay, next. Next page, first problem. You see, next page, problem number 1. Problem number 1. I think you can do this problem because previously we have done this type of problem. The electric field of two plane electromagnetic waves. The electric field of two plane electromagnetic waves in vacuum are given by E1 bar is equal to, here E1 bar is equal to E0 into J cap cos omega t minus k x. Similarly, intensity of electric field due to the other electromagnetic wave. The intensity of electric field due to the other electromagnetic wave, E2 bar is equal to E0 into K cap cos omega t minus K into Y. At t is equal to 0, a particle of charge q at the origin moving with a velocity v bar is equal to 0.8 c J cap. C is the speed of the light in vacuum. Instantaneous force experienced by the particle. Answer is given in vector form. Okay. Now all of you look at the board. Already we have done previously. Okay. Previously, I think second problem. We have done this type of problem here. What is the force due to electric field? Force due to the electromagnetic waves acts on the charged particle, they asked. Here you see. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. Charge at t is equal to 0. A particle of charge q is at the origin with a velocity 0.8 c J cap. Here at t is equal to 0, particle lies at the origin and it is moving with a velocity something along positive y-axis. So velocity of the charged particle is along this direction, that is given this one. Now here there are two electromagnetic waves are given. In the two electromagnetic waves, in one wave, electric wave. In case of one electromagnetic wave is along y-axis. That means E1 bar is along this y-axis, and the other wave is along positive z-axis. The electric wave of the other electromagnetic wave is along positive z-axis given. Okay, then what is the force acts on the charged particle? They asked. Here, whenever the electric wave due to first wave is along this direction, what is the direction of the magnetic field for the propagation of the? You see, first wave travel in the direction along positive x-axis, no? First wave travel along positive x-axis because omega t minus kx means that represents the wave travel along positive x-axis. That's why first wave travel in this direction. Next, in case of second, what is the direction of propagation of the second wave? Direction of propagation of the second wave is omega t minus ky means that travel along positive y-axis, no? That's why the second wave travel along positive y-axis. Wave 2 travel along this direction. Then what is the direction of the magnetic field due to first wave and the magnetic field due to second wave? Of course, finding magnetic connection and magnetic connection due to two waves we can calculate very easily. But what is the direction that is important? Here in case of first wave, electric field is in this direction. No? First wave travel towards positive x-axis. That's why what is the direction of the magnetic field? Tell me. What is the direction of the magnetic field? When the electric field is in this direction and the wave propagates in this direction, then what is the direction of the magnetic connection due to first wave? In case of first wave, the first wave travel along positive x-axis and the intensity of electric field in the first electromagnetic wave lies along y-axis. Then what is the magnetic connection direction in the first electromagnetic wave? Very good. Along that axis. Because along the direction of this propagation of the wave, you keep the thumb. The remaining fingers along the direction of E bar. When you curl these fingers towards B bar, then propagation of the wave must be along this direction. That's why in this direction magnetic connection lies. So due to first wave, magnetic connection is along this direction, B1 bar. What about B2 bar? Intensity of electric field due to the second wave is in this direction. Propagation of the wave is in this direction. Then what is the direction of the magnetic connection due to second wave? I mean, direction of propagation of the second wave is along this direction. Then what is the direction of the magnetic connection in the second wave? Okay, you see, in the direction of second electromagnetic wave, you keep the thumb. Remaining fingers along positive z-axis because E2 is along positive z-axis. Then you curl like this towards x-axis. Then thumb is towards y-axis, means along the direction of propagation of the second wave. No, that's why it is the direction of the magnetic connection due to second wave. So in this way, we know the directions. Now E1, E2 are known. Then we can find the B1 bar, B1 magnitude of B1. No, E1 bar, E2 bar are given in vector form. Then we find the magnetic connection B1 bar. B1 bar is equal to B naught. B is equal. What is the formula for B? What is the formula for B? B is equal to E by C. No, E means E naught. In case of first wave, intensity of electric field is E naught. That's why E naught by C into what is the direction of B1? That is along z-axis. That's why K cap. Into, as it is, you write cos omega t minus kx. Similarly, B2 bar is equal to same. In case of second wave, also intensity, maximum value of intensity of electric field is E naught only. E naught by C into what is the direction of magnetic connection in the second wave? That is along x-axis. That's why into I cap into cos same omega t minus ky. In this way, you have to do. Okay. Now B1 bar, B2 bar both are known. E1 bar, E2 bar are given. Therefore, force acts on the net force acts on the charged particle kept at this point due to the two waves is equal to force acts on the particle due to first wave plus force acts on the particle due to second wave. Therefore, force acts on the particle is equal to force acts on the particle due to first wave means in case of first electromagnetic wave, electric wave is there, magnetic wave is there. That's why force due to electric field acts on the particle, charged particle is equal to Q into E1 bar plus force acts on the charged particle due to magnetic wave in first electromagnetic wave is, you see, direction of motion of the charged particle is along y-axis, whereas the magnetic connection is along this x-axis. Z-axis. Okay, therefore, these are in vector form. That's why Q into velocity of the charged particle cross magnetic connection B1 bar. Q into V bar cross B bar, no. So this is F1 bar plus F2 bar means Q into E2 bar plus Q into V bar cross B2 bar. This is the force due to second electromagnetic wave. It is the force due to first electromagnetic wave. All values are here. All are at origin. They asked it. Here all are at the origin. Means at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0. Charged particle lies at the origin means x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and that is also equal to 0. Then you substitute all these values here. Y is x0, t0, y0. You substitute them. Then you simplify them here. So when you put E is equal x is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, then E1 is equal to E naught j cap only, no? Instead of E1, you write E naught j cap. Okay, I will do. Okay. So first, get t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and z is equal to 0 because the particle lies at the origin. That's why E1 bar is equal to E naught into j cap. E0, x0 means this cos 0, 1. That's why it is equal to 1. Next, E2 bar is equal to, tell me, E2 bar. E0, y0 means it is equal to 1. That's why E naught into k cap. Next, already we have written B bar. No? B1 bar is equal to, it is equal to 1. Therefore, E naught by C into k cap. B2 bar is E naught by C into k cap. Now you substitute in that formula. This is the equation 1. From 1. Force acts on the charged part is equal to charge Q into E1 bar. E1 bar means this one. E naught into j cap plus Q into V bar. V bar means this one. 0.8 C into j cap cross V1 bar. V1 bar means this one. E naught by C into k cap. Okay, this is over. It is force due to first electromagnetic wave. Then force due to second electromagnetic wave. Charge Q into intensity of electric field. E naught into k cap plus Q into in case of second case, velocity of the charged particle is equal to 0.8. You see here, V means 0.8 C j cap cross V2 bar means this one. E naught by C into I cap. Here C cancel, C cancel. Therefore, F bar is equal to here we can take, you see here Q E naught J cap is there, Q E naught K cap is there. That's why Q E naught you take common in both terms. Then you write J cap plus K cap. Okay, plus here Q into 0.8 into E naught. It also Q into 0.8 into E naught is there. You take common 0.8 Q E naught. You take common. Then in this we are having J cap cross K cap. Okay, plus here we are having J cap cross I cap. Okay, therefore Q E naught into J cap cross K cap plus 0.8 Q E naught into J cap cross K cap means I cap no plus J cap cross I cap means I cap cross J cap is I cap cross J cap is K cap. J cap cross I cap means minus K cap no. So minus K cap. Here it is J cap plus K cap no. Plus. Okay, therefore now we substitute. Here I cap term is only one term is in all the terms we can take Q E naught common. Then you take Q E naught common, then J cap plus K cap. Okay, here plus 0.8 into I cap minus 0.8 into K cap. Okay, the Q E naught is taken common in both the terms. Then remaining is J cap plus K cap plus 0.8 into this one. That means 0.8 into I cap minus 0.8 into K cap. Now we simplify that. F bar is equal to Q E naught into J cap. Here I cap is only one term is there, 0.8 I cap. J cap is only one term is there, plus J cap plus K cap minus 0.8 K cap. We can write plus 0.2 K cap no, plus 0.2 K cap. So this is the here in the options E naught Q into 0.I cap plus 0.8 I cap plus J cap plus 0.2 K cap is given. So this is the answer. This is the force acts on the charged particle. If this type of problem is there, better to leave this problem. If you find time, if you are having more time, then we can do this problem. Otherwise, better to leave this problem. Okay, because we should not spend this much time for this problem. Okay. Video is not visible. Jyoti Prakash. Is it true to everybody? వీడియో మీకు వీడియో స్ట్రీమింగ్ కనిపిస్తుందా లేదా? వీడియో స్ట్రీమింగ్ కనిపిస్తుంది. వీడియో స్ట్రీమింగ్ ప్రాపర్ గా ఉందా లేదా? ఓకే. Jyoti Prakash, you see your video. You check your video streaming. Okay. Right. This is one problem. Next. One more problem. All of you see the other problem. In 2020 only some difficult problems are given in electromagnetic wave. In remaining years totally easy problems are given. Okay, we have discussed this first problem now. Next, second problem. Okay, here you see fifth problem. All of you read that fifth problem. Okay, I have seen the fifth problem. A plane electromagnetic wave. A plane electromagnetic wave is propagating along the direction I cap plus j cap by root 2 with its polarization along the direction k cap. The correct form of the magnetic field of the wave would be dash. Okay, all of you look at the board now. Fifth problem. A plane electromagnetic wave is propagating along the direction I cap plus j cap by root 2. Plane electromagnetic wave propagating along I cap plus j cap by root 2. Here it is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. I cap plus j cap means that lies in xy plane. Okay. Here, direction of propagation of the wave is along this direction. Wave propagation. Okay. It is in this direction. It is given as it is negative z-axis. I cap plus j cap by root 2. Direction of propagation of the wave is along this direction. It is polarization along the direction k cap. It is polarization along k cap means here light wave only undergo polarization. Light wave only gets polarized. Okay, that means here here in the electromagnetic wave, electric wave is only the light wave, no? That's why that polarized wave. Polarization takes place only along the direction k cap is given. That means polarization takes place only in electric wave. Sorry, light wave. Light wave means electric wave. That's why polarization takes place in electric wave only. That polarization takes place along k cap means electric wave is along k cap. That is given. Electric wave is along k cap. So intensity of electric field is along this direction. Okay, then the correct waveform of the magnetic field is dash. Correct waveform of the magnetic field they asked it. Correct waveform of the magnetic field means, you see here, definitely in between electric wave and magnetic wave. When you do the dot, when you as the electric wave and magnetic wave both are perpendicular to each other, when you do the dot product between them, they must be zero. Okay, that is one method. So here we have to verify the options here. Definitely, you see, magnetic induction, we cannot say directly like this because electric wave is in this direction. Sorry, electric wave is along y-axis because polarization is along this y-axis given. Polarization takes place along y-axis means definitely electric wave is along y-axis. Okay, next, electromagnetic wave travel along this direction. electromagnetic wave travel in xy plane along this direction. Okay, then what is the direction of the magnetic field? They asked. B bar, they asked question mark. Here already we know the direction of propagation of the wave. Direction of propagation of wave is along. What is the direction of propagation of the wave? Tell me. If E intensity of the electric field is E bar and magnetic induction B bar in the electromagnetic wave, then what is the direction of the propagation of the electromagnetic wave? That is along E bar cross B bar, no? Direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave, EM wave, is along E bar cross B bar. Along E bar cross B bar. This is the direction of. So this is along the direction of some k into some constant k into this unit vector along this direction, I cap plus j cap by root 2. Because direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave is given by E bar plus B bar. That direction, that electromagnetic wave propagates along this direction, a direction of unit vector I cap plus j cap by root 2 is given. That's why the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave is along I cap plus j cap by root 2. That's why along this direction, suppose the magnitude of this vector along this direction is say k cap, and k cap into this one. That is the direction of this one. Here E bar is given along this direction. That's why E bar can be written as E into j cap plus B bar is equal to some constant k into I cap plus j cap by root 2. Now we can verify this. Here we see, we verify the options. In option 1, I cap plus j cap by root 2 is there. I cap plus j cap by root B bar is equal to B naught into k cap into cos omega t minus k into I cap plus j cap by root 2 is there, no? Here, what is the direction of magnetic induction in that formula? What is the direction of magnetic induction in that formula? The first option, you see the first option. First option is given as B naught into k cap cos something. B naught into k cap means B bar is along z axis. If B bar is along z axis, you see B bar is equal to B naught into k cap something, you write. If B bar is along z axis, then you do the cross product between j cap and k cap. Do you get this one? No. You don't get this I cap plus j cap. Suppose here, instead of B bar, if you write the first option, we are given option A, we are given B naught k, B bar is equal to B naught k cap into cos omega t minus k into k is constant into I cap plus j cap by root 2. No doubt, wave travel along the direction of I cap plus j cap by root 2, that is correct. Okay, but whatever the magnetic induction direction, B naught into k cap means magnetic induction is along this z axis, no? Along z axis, when magnetic induction is there, you write B is equal to B naught into, of course this is constant, this is constant, B naught is constant. Some constant into k cap you write. Then E into some constant into j cap cross k cap. We won't get that the j cap cross k cap does not never be equal to I cap plus j cap. So that is not correct. In this way, you check the options. When you check the options, then you will get, suppose in the option C, B bar is given as B naught. So this option is not correct. B naught into I cap minus j cap by root 2 into cos omega t minus k into I cap plus j cap by root 2. No doubt, in every term, instead of x, of course here actually r cap something must be given. Okay. Instead of x, I cap plus j cap by root 2 is given, means the direction of propagation of the wave is, if it is x, then the wave travel along positive x axis. If it is I cap plus j cap by root 2, the wave travel along this direction I cap plus j cap by root 2. That must be there. Instead of x, as the wave travel along this direction I cap plus j cap by root 2, definitely instead of x, this term must be there. Into x may be there. Into x may be there. Into x or r we can write. But this term must be there because the wave travel along I cap plus j cap by root 2. Okay. Now, is it correct or not? We have to check. Here you substitute as the magnetic connection is along this direction, you do the cross product between E j cap into B bar means B naught into this one, right? B naught into I cap plus j cap by root 2 you write here into cos something. This is only number. This is only number. When you do cross product between this and this is equal to B naught into something. Then here B naught into cos is constant. I cap minus j cap by root 2 you write. So when you write, this can be written as B naught into this one, a constant you write at a given instant of time. And some A into you write some A into I cap minus j cap by root 2. Now you substitute here from 1 E cap E into j cap cross B bar is equal to E into j cap plus B bar means you write like this A into I cap minus j cap by root 2. So EA, these are the scalars you write outside, into j cap cross, of course by root also. Root also scalar, no? J cap cross I cap minus j cap. E naught A by root 2 into j cap cross I cap first. J cap cross I cap means minus k cap, no? I cap cross j cap is equal to k cap. J cap cross I cap means minus k cap. J cap cross minus j cap means of course you will get 0 vector. 0 vector. Okay. So this is equal to E naught A bar by root 2 into minus k cap. So we are not getting this also. No, here E bar is along j cap. Okay, B bar is along I cap minus j cap. Okay, so here j cap cross B bar means j cap cross I cap minus j cap. Okay, here minus j cap, it is 0. Okay, therefore the direction of the electromagnetic wave is along minus k cap means along negative z axis. That is not correct. When you do the cross product between these two, definitely you must get I cap plus j cap by root 2. Then only that answer is correct. Okay, similarly you check the other. Similarly you check the other also. What is the direction of E bar? Sorry, E bar is along k cap, no? E bar is not along y axis. In the problem, E bar is along direction k cap given because it's the polarization is along the direction k cap. You have taken wrong in the diagram. Polarization takes place along k cap. That means electric vector is along k cap. Polarization is taken along k cap. That means electric field vector is along this direction. That's why E into k cap we have to write k cap. Here we write k cap. So when you have written k cap, then okay, what is the value you will get? K cap. So this is called E naught A by root 2 into k cap cross I cap. Tell me, k cap cross I cap is j cap, no? Minus k cap cross j cap. J cap cross I cap, j cap cross k cap is I cap. K cap cross j cap is minus I cap. Minus of minus I cap is plus I cap. Okay, now we got this relation now. When we do the cross product between these two, as we got this equation, then this B bar, whatever the B bar we have taken, that is correct. We have taken the third option. In the third option, we have taken this one. B bar is taken as some constant into I cap minus j cap by root 2. When you do the cross product between E bar plus B bar, we got this relation, something into j cap plus I cap. That means I cap plus j cap we are getting. That's why this relation is true. And here B bar ni మనం ఇచ్చిన B bar C ఆప్షన్ లో B bar ఇచ్చిన వాల్యూ ని దీనికి మధ్య క్రాస్ ప్రొడక్ట్ చేస్తే మనకి ఆ వచ్చే డైరెక్షన్ రిజల్ట్ ప్రాపగేషన్ ఆఫ్ వేవ్ డైరెక్షన్ డిఫరెంట్ చేయాలి. ప్రాపగేషన్ ఆఫ్ ది వేవ్ డైరెక్షన్ వాడు I cap plus j cap by root 1 ఇచ్చాడు. I cap plus j cap అని రావాలి. ఆల్రెడీ ఈ రెండింటి మధ్య క్రాస్ ప్రొడక్ట్ చేస్తే థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ లో మనకి j cap plus i cap అంటే ఇదేగా వస్తుంది రిలేషన్. కాబట్టి therefore ఆప్షన్ సి ఇస్ కరెక్ట్. ఇన్ దిస్ వే వి హావ్ టు చెక్. డైరెక్ట్ గా మనం ఈ ఫార్ములా డిరైవ్ చేయగా ఈజీగా. సో ఆప్షన్ వెరిఫై చేసుకుంటే మనకు సాటిస్ఫై చేస్తాం కాబట్టి దిస్ ఇస్ కరెక్ట్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ you go to next problem. The remaining problems are somewhat easy compared with this. This is only, I think, these problems only difficult. So next, already we have completed this problem. No, now we have completed this problem. Next you go to other page. Okay, in 2019 you see those problems. You see the 89th problem. You see that 89th problem. An electromagnetic wave from air enters a medium. Electric fields are E1 bar is equal to, in air, problem number 89, in air, intensity of electric field is given by E01 into x cap cos 2 pi nu into z by c minus t. Given in medium, E2 bar is equal to E02 into x cap cos k into 2z minus ct. In medium is given, where wave number is k and frequency nu refers to their values in air. The medium is non-magnetic. Medium is non-magnetic. For non-magnetic, already I said this point. For non-magnetic, relative permeability is 1. For non-magnetic, relative permeability is 1, just like air. Okay, then epsilon R1, epsilon R2 refers to the relative permeabilities of air and medium respectively. Which of the following option is correct? Okay, all of you look at the board now. You see, here they asked the ratio between relative permeability of the relative permeability of air and medium respectively. That is how much they asked. Okay, so we know velocity of the wave in electromagnetic, velocity of the wave in any medium is given by 1 by root mu epsilon that is equal to 1 by root mu means mu naught mu r into epsilon means epsilon naught epsilon r. So this is equal to, here in case of air, mu r, in case of air mu r is 1, epsilon r is 1. Okay, so now in a medium, in any medium, whatever the relative permeability value, in case of non-magnetic material, relative permeability is 1, even that is the medium. For air or vacuum it is 1, and for non-magnetic material is also it is equal to 1. Okay, therefore here we have to find what is the speed of the light. You see, speed of the light c is equal to speed of light in air. In air, speed of the light is equal to, you see, it is in air. In air, speed of the light is equal to, what is the formula? Tell me. Actually, speed of light in air is equal to omega by k, no? Omega by k. Speed of light in air. Speed of light in air is equal to omega by k. What is omega value? Actually, it is just like omega t, kx minus omega t. You multiply them, kx minus omega t. That means omega by k. What is the omega value here? Coefficient of t is 2 pi omega, no? That's why omega means 2 pi nu by k means, actually k that is there. Instead of k, 2 pi nu by c is there. 2 pi nu by c. So this is equal to c only, no? That's why speed of light in air is given as c. Now speed of light in medium is how much? Speed of light in the medium. In medium, speed of light in medium is equal to, here also omega by k only. Instead of omega, kc is there. Omega, here also omega dash by k dash. That is called omega dash, means in this formula, instead of omega, kc is there, no? That's why kc. Why? K dash means coefficient of z. That means 2k is equal to c by 2, no? So speed of light in the medium is this one. Speed of light in the air is c. Speed of light in the medium is c by 2. Okay, therefore, speed of light in medium, that can be written as, in terms of mu e, how we can write? Speed of light in medium is equal to v, that is equal to 1 by root mu epsilon. That is equal to 1 by root. Mu means mu naught mu r into epsilon naught epsilon r. So this is equal to 1 by root mu naught epsilon naught, means speed of light in the air now, that is given as c by root mu r epsilon r. So this is equal to c by, in case of medium, relative permeability is 1 now. For non-magnetic medium, for non-magnetic, mu r is equal to 1. Therefore, root epsilon r. Okay, what about epsilon r value? What about epsilon r value? In case of air or vacuum, speed of light in air is equal to 1 by root mu naught into epsilon naught. Epsilon naught is given as, epsilon naught is given as epsilon naught epsilon r air. Speed of light in medium is equal to 1 by square root of mu epsilon. That is equal to 1 by c in air by this one, root epsilon r. Therefore, Ca by Cm, Ca by Cm is equal to, in air, epsilon relative permittivity is given as 1. In medium, it is given as, you see, if epsilon r1 and epsilon r2 refers to the relative permittivities of air and medium, in air, relative permeability is given as epsilon r1. Okay, here you see, speed of light in air is equal to 1 by square root of mu naught epsilon. Actually, mu epsilon is the formula. Okay, this is equal to 1 by square root of mu naught epsilon, mu naught mu r into epsilon naught epsilon r. So this is equal to 1 by root mu naught epsilon naught is c by root mu r is 1 into relative permeability of air is given as epsilon r1. So Ca is equal to this one. Cm is equal to, Cm is equal to, we can write 1 by root mu epsilon. This is only the formula. Root mu epsilon naught means mu naught mu r into epsilon naught epsilon r. This is equal to 1 by root mu naught epsilon naught means c by root mu naught mu r is 1 into epsilon r2, because in medium relative permeability is given as epsilon r2. This is Cm. Divide these two. Ca by Cm is equal to square root of, you will get epsilon r2 by epsilon r1. Speed of light in air is already we got c. Speed of light in medium is we got 2, c by 2. So 2. Therefore, root epsilon r2 by epsilon r1 is equal to 2. So what is the answer here? The given square on both sides. Then epsilon r2 by epsilon r1 is equal to 4. Therefore, here answer is given like this. That implies epsilon r1 by epsilon r2 is equal to 1 by 4. This is the answer given. This is the answer given. Okay. Next, 90th problem. All of you see the 90th problem. Oh, 48. Okay, see 90th problem. So these problems are here. From these problems, I think these are easy problems. 90th problem. All of you see the 90th problem. Okay, have you seen the 90th problem? Okay, now all of you look at the board. 90th problem. A plane electromagnetic wave of wavelength lambda has intensity I. Intensity is given as I. Intensity is equal to I. It is propagating along the y-axis. The wave is propagating along y-axis given. The wave propagates along y-axis. So direction of propagation of the wave or c, speed of light, that is along y-axis. The allowed expression for electric and magnetic fields are. So whenever the wave propagates along this direction, what are the allowed expressions for electric and magnetic waves? First of all, we have to find what is the intensity of the magnetic field and what is the intensity of the electric field. Because to write E bar, E naught we need. So what is E naught? What is B naught? We have to find. Of course, if you know the E naught value, we can find the B naught value. Here, intensity of the electric field is given. Here, a plane electromagnetic wave of wavelength lambda has intensity I. Intensity of the electromagnetic wave is given. Intensity of electromagnetic wave is equal to energy density of the average energy density of the electromagnetic wave into speed of light. Now, energy density means energy per unit volume of the electromagnetic wave. That is called average energy density. Average energy density into C. That is the intensity of the electromagnetic wave. Here it is the average energy density of the electromagnetic wave. Average energy density of the electromagnetic wave can be written as half epsilon naught into E naught square we can write, or E naught square by 2 mu naught we can write. Okay, here in the options it is given in terms of epsilon naught. That's why I have written epsilon naught into C. From this E naught is equal to how we can write square root of 2I by epsilon naught into C we can write now. So this is the formula for maximum intensity, maximum intensity of the electric field. Therefore, B naught is equal to, already we know C is equal to E naught by B naught. B naught is equal to E naught by C naught now. E naught by C. That is equal to E naught means root 2I by E naught into C. By C. That means 1 by C. Okay, now substitute the data. Of course, this is equal to E naught by C. Now we check the options. You see, as the wave travel along positive y-axis, then definitely the electric wave can be written as E naught into all functions are given in terms of cosine function. So cos, how we can write? As the wave travel along positive y-axis, then we can write ky minus omega t. We can write now. All the here as the wave travel along positive y-axis, then we can write cos ky minus omega t, because answers are given in terms of y minus ct like that. That's why ky minus omega t you write. Then this is equal to E naught into cos. K means in terms of lambda they asked. You take k common here. K of y minus omega by k into t. This is equal to E naught means we can write root 2I by epsilon naught into c into cos. K means 2 pi by lambda we can write into y minus omega by k is the speed of light into t. This is E value. You see, in the third option, root 2I by epsilon naught c into cos 2 pi by lambda into y minus ct is there. Then what about B? B is equal to E by C, no? That is equal to E by C means E means this one, by C you have to write. Okay, therefore B bar is equal to E means this one. Okay, it is given like this only. What is the, in vector form, how we can write? What is the direction of intensity of electric field? What is the direction of intensity of electric field? In A and B, only E is equal to root I by E naught epsilon naught C, like that it is given. That is not correct in A and B. In C, root 2I by epsilon naught C into cos something is given. Similarly, what about B bar? If E bar is, means option C, it is given along K cap. Of course, it may be along K cap or along minus K cap also. Suppose if E bar is along this direction, what is the direction of B bar? If E bar is along this direction, what is the direction of B bar? In option C, E bar is given in this direction. In order to have the direction of propagation of the wave along y-axis, what is the direction of B bar? According to right hand thumb rule, along the direction of speed of the wave, along the direction of propagation of the wave, we keep the thumb, and remaining fingers along z-axis. Then we curl towards x-axis. Then thumb lies along y-axis. That's why B bar is along this direction. If E bar is along this direction, definitely B bar is along x-axis. That's why B bar is equal to B naught into I cap. B naught into I cap. You see, in option C, it is given like this only. So that's why option C is correct. Option C is correct. If E bar is like this, then definitely B bar must be like this. Then only option is correct. If not, then you check the other. So E bar is given along z-axis. E bar is given along z-axis, and B bar is given along negative, that is not E. Okay, here in the option B, E bar is given as root 2I by epsilon naught C into cos 2 pi by lambda into y plus CT is given. As the wave travel along positive y-axis, we must get my negative. If it is along negative y-axis, then you will get positive. But in the problem, it is given that the wave travel along positive y-axis. That's why this option is only correct. So option C is correct. Okay. Next, 91. You see the next problem. You see 91. Problem number 91. A monochromatic beam of light has a frequency nu is equal to 3 by 2 pi into 10 to the power 12 Hz and propagating along the direction I cap plus j cap by root 2. It is polarized along a cap. The acceptable form of the magnetic field is dash. Acceptable, already we did previously. This problem we have done previously. Okay, in that case we have obtained magnetic connection B naught is along I cap minus j cap by root 2. No, I cap minus j cap by root 2. I already we did this problem previously. You have to do like that only. So option 1 is correct for this. Already we did 91 problem previously, because the propagation of the light is along I cap plus j cap by 2. Then what is the acceptable form of the magnetic field? Already same problem we did previously. We got magnetic connection B naught into I cap minus j cap by root into cos something. Okay, here B bar must be along I cap minus j cap by root 2. Previously we got same problem. Okay, you do. Next. So you do the remaining problems 92, 93, 94, 95. These are direct problems only. You can do. Okay, do those problems. Okay, now already time is 12:58. Okay, already I sent this. I kept this in WhatsApp group, so you can verify them. Okay, Nana. All of you. Bye. Okay, Nana. Remaining 3-4 problems are there. You check them. If you are having doubt, you ask me. You keep in WhatsApp group. I will respond. Okay. Right, Nana. Bye, all of you.